Right.
Now, when you talking about that being blessed and being able to, get to the level that you're at, it takes a lot of work. And right now is the off season for a lot of sports. We're not in our real season for things. This is extracurricular, I would say. This is, building on yourself outside. What suggestions would you have for these kids to, in all sports in general, off season, what type of work did you put in?
Yeah.
Because I think everybody sees the result. They see what you're doing. They see you go out on the court play. But what did you do away from the game to build yourself up?
That's great, man. I was just talking to a group of young guys that are teenage guys and who, of course, aspire to be pro athletes, college athletes. And I was just trying to explain to them just how hard it is.
Yeah.
Because y'all just see me when I pull up at the gym or when I'm walking around the gym and everybody's saying, hey, Chauncy, or shaking my hand or giving me a hug. But y'all don't understand the work that I put on when the lights are not on, and behind the scenes. And I always challenge them to come work with me one day.
Absolutely.
Come on, y'all come with me.
Right.
And you'll really see if you really, it'll challenge your love for the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if you just like the game, or you just like what the game brings you.
Right.
Because there's two different things.
Right.
And it's a lot of hard work, it really is, but you don't feel like it's hard work because you love it.
Absolutely.
And you got a passion for it. So you just feel like, man, I'm just trying to get better.
Yes.
So that turns into hours and hours and hours and soreness and aches and pains from, hours.
Yes.
So it's tough. It's a tough grind, but it's so rewarding, man, and you just love it.
Absolutely. Now, for yourself, you were a big brother. I was privy to be able to see you and your brother come up through the Denver area. We had all types of events like Night Moves of Colorado, those different type of things to play on. Being a big brother that set a high bar for a lot of kids out here that are siblings. How was that like seeing with your younger sibling, and helping him along your way once you created your path?
Yeah.
What did you do? Because it seems like you're doing that for everybody else now. But
Yeah.
what did you tell him in his way and when he was growing up?
Well, first of all, my brother's 6 years younger than me. His name is Rodney Billups. Very, very successful. Very happy for him. He's coaching at CU now.
Absolutely.
Very successful. But the younger years, I was always very, very sensitive towards him because I didn't want him to have to feel like he had to be me.
Right.
Or be better than me.
Right.
Because the outside people expected that.
Absolutely.
Which was unfair.
Yeah.
But I just always try to encourage him to be the best you that you can be.
Yeah.
That may not be better than me.
Right.
It may be.
Right.
We don't
never
know.
Yes.
But the best you is all you can ask for. And man, I'm so proud of him. He's done such a great job. He was great in college at BU here. Went on to play overseas. He's done a great job, man. He's made a name for himself now.
Absolutely.
Now he's not Chauncey's brother. He's Rodney.
Absolutely.
And that's what we always yearn for him, and he's done a fantastic job with that.
But I don't think being Chauncey brothers is a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
It's not at all.
It's not gonna hurt.
Right. You gotta appreciate those moments. But, Chauncey, sitting here talking to you, I see it in your eyes, the passion when you talk. It's hard for people to understand that when you grow up and you set these goals for yourself and you get there, but why do you care so much now? Why do you have to give? We really don't have to. If we truly want to, we can sit back. You worked hard. That was you. That was your blood, sweat, and tears. You made it happen. And I know there was people along the way that truly helped you, but you had to really put the mental focus in.
Yeah.
But now you care to make sure your name rings out, to be king of the hill, but not just Chauncy Billups, but in the way you carry yourself as a role model. A lot of athletes don't want that. You want that. You want those pressures of that. You want to be, looked at as a person to look up to. You want a new king of the hill one day. Why though?
Well, it's so simple, man. I know that if it wasn't for people that cared for me, sacrificed for me, put time in with me when they probably didn't have time but just took the time, I wouldn't be on the stage and have the opportunity to give back and to, help somebody up. I wouldn't be in this position.
Absolutely.
I recognize that, and not only that, I appreciate that. And I always, since I was probably 14, 15, when people did free stuff for the kids in the neighborhood that went to Skyline, which was myself, sent us on free trips to Elitch's and fishing trips and things that otherwise we probably wouldn't have had the opportunity to do.
Absolutely.
I just always, man, said that if I get in that position, if I'm blessed enough to be in that position, that's going to be me. And I'm going to always give back, and I'm always going to appreciate and be humble.
Absolutely.
And I've made that pact, and I'm always going to stick to that.
Absolutely.
And that ties into what I'm thinking, where, from your perspective, where you've had your playing days and now you've come back to your community, we all have an opportunity to be a system of support, right? Could be immediate family, could be in our roles as media, or it could be, guys who set up clubs, opportunities to play basketball. From your perspective on the outside, what can we do better to get guys to have a chance to be Chauncy or be the best you, as you said? Yeah. What could we do better as adults in our community?
Well, I think everybody could just be a little more supportive and take the pressure off of kids.
Okay.
There's so many times, and with me having a program of almost 9 teams now, and a lot of kids, one of the things that worry me is that I'm always concerned when the parents, they put too much pressure on the kids. Every parent thinks that they may have the next LeBron James,
right?
The next Kobe, Derrick Rose, and in all actuality, there's only a few of those guys in this world.
Right.
It's only a few of those guys. However, we got to let these kids understand and know that that's not the only way to be successful.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
There are a million ways to be successful in life, and for me, I was blessed enough to be successful in basketball, but I've used basketball, I try to use this as a vehicle to inspire, to influence, and let people know, no, don't give up on basketball. That's a great vehicle. You can get your school paid for, and if you're good enough, you can possibly play pro, but that's not likely all the time. But there's so many other ways to be successful in life, and to be significant in life, and that's, I think, the message that us as adults and men, more importantly, should be passing down.
Yeah, and I think I could be wrong, but when you say give kids a chance to be Chauncy, that doesn't just mean National Basketball Association point guard. It means a successful person who brought out the best of himself and, of course, had help.
That's right. That's right.
Now, with that being said, I truly want to know, with what we're doing here, City Prep Radio, we're new media in Colorado. We're something new, but our whole primary focus is to highlight the prep athletes and the youth athletes.
I love it.
Do you think this is a vehicle that will change kids' minds to keep them involved in this day and age of social media, kids wanting attention, where it's not to say that the newspaper and the media really doesn't focus on them, but it's not as much as it used to be. When you came up, it was, Denver Post, Rocky Mountain News. You would love to see that. And now it's not that, and I want to bring that back because I want to highlight. I kind of I'll tell everybody, I have a chip on my shoulder about Colorado. Yeah. I can't stand going out of state and I see great athletes, but it seems like we're so underrated.
Right.
So do you feel this will help us get that exposure by allowing us to give this visibility to these kids?
First of all, I think this is fantastic, man. I do, and congratulations. I'm happy that you guys are bringing some exposure to these kids. I think exposure is everything. And like you said, you travel out of state and you see these kids from Chicago, New York, LA, all of these, major markets. And a lot of these kids they're not that much better than our kids.
Absolutely, I agree.
They just have a vehicle for exposure.
Yeah.
And I think what you guys are doing is going to inch us a little closer to having that kind of exposure that our young athletes need to get on the national scene.
Definitely.
Because before you go national, you got to go regional.
Yep.
Before you go regional, you got to go statewide. So I think it's a process, and what you guys are doing is fantastic, man. It's going to give these guys, some encouragement. Everybody wants to see themselves. Everybody wants to feel and think that they're doing well. So to be able to see themselves on you guys' show will be great. So I commend you guys for doing this, man.
Well, we want to thank you, for allowing us to come in on your weekend here with your King of the Hill Classic Tournament. You're with the Chauncey Billups Elite and also with the Colorado Connect. I know you guys come together for your third time to put this event on.
Right.
I know people probably could sit back and listen to you talk all evening. We could probably talk all evening, but we want to get everybody flowing and get ready to take a look at this three-point contest and dunk contest and have everybody enjoy themselves on this evening. You know, we want to make sure everybody had a chance to see you. We know you're a busy man, but we appreciate your time, just giving back to us and allowing us to interview you here today.
Well, thank you. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys covering our tournament. And we try to do great things just as you guys are, so let's do it.
Absolutely.